Hello, hello. Hello. Hello, boys. Just thinking what I would like to work on tonight, but yeah, we have the I'm thinking if I want to do the Quilldrake distribution, or I want to continue with the factions. I mean, the Quilldrake distribution at the end is a matter of generating NPCs with and scatter them around. I think this is something that is a bit overdue, right? I think I have to do it actually. Maybe we do that. Maybe we do that. Because at the moment, right, the Quilldrakes are not really spread over the terrain. Let me do a reasoning on where they can be. Para pam pam pam. I think we can define the areas where they move, and we can have them move a bit as well. I think to have them move is not a big deal. We just have to define a region, and then there is a behavior that is called wandering in region, and you just assign the NPC to the region, and pretty much it goes from there. But I need actually, now let me do it on my machine. Let me do it on my machine. $315, huh? But I need I need the maps. I have to get back at least the desert maps. So let's say it's probably all the 12. Okay. Meanwhile, hello everyone, welcome to the stream. My neck. I'm rotating my neck, as you can see. I suggest you to do it sometimes. Slowly move your neck 360. And then do this. Move your neck on the left, stay there a few seconds. Move your neck on the right, stay there a few seconds. And your neck will be happy. Still loading in. Okay. So so if we okay, so at the moment these guys are not moving, right? Because they have no well, first of all, they have a fighter setting, right? They have a fighter and master NPC. Did I change that? I think at least in production I did. Because they have arranged... let me see 1 second. 315. Ah, no. This guy is fighter. Is the crystal guy. Is the crystal guy that is... exactly. Okay. So now the question is to have the NPC wander, right? Like one-eyed wanderer. Fighter wanderer. There are not many using wanderer, huh? Why? Fight and wanderer. Clacker wanderer. Region Arena 1, right? So for example, if I take this guy. By the way, guys, I made some work on the card game. Is proceeding. It's proceeding. Not very fast, but it's proceeding. It's kind of interesting. I kind of like it actually. Someone is fighting this, guys. Someone is fighting. Lister. Hello, Lister. You cannot see me because I'm invisible. So the point is that these guys, right? Like this guy here. As a region, Arena Area 1. And as a brain clackers, right? Now, if you want to see Arena 1, how do we see it? If I do can I show locations? Yes, here it is. Ah, fantastic. You see this square? You see this white square? This white square is the definition of the... Wow, this guy is killing them one hit. Good job, my bro. Now, I guess the question is why they don't move? Well, they may not move because... Is there a mistake here though? Clackers, right? Clackers is pointing to... He's pointing to... Ah no, because it's Clacker Wanderers. Wait. So he's another guy, huh? Wait. Wait a second. This guy. This guy. This guy is a Clacker Wanderer, yes. In fact, he has a behavior walk. He has a behavior walk. Now the question is he waiting for it or... Exactly, Clacker Wanderers. Clacker Wanderer, Clacker Wanderer. Clackers Wanderer. Clacker Wanderers is empty. So it's basically summing up the two. Yeah, okay. In theory, this guy should move, right? Wait duration 60, random 30. Wait duration 60, random 30. It's a bit strange though, huh? So in theory he's in walk, right? But he's not moving. Let me see what area. So the area assigned to him is Tefusang BDR Valley Northeast. Okay. Tefusang BDR Valley Northeast, which is actually kind of correct. So this is the area. What is this? Is a spawn range 496. So basically this guy spawned outside of the given range. But I don't think that should make any difference actually. But yes, he spawned outside. Hello Hula, good evening. Hello everyone. Welcome, welcome. I'm trying to debug why this creature is actually not moving. right? I don't know if he's, I mean, I can kill him and reload him and see if he moves, but before doing that, I would like to understand if he's stuck, right? Or what? Set server log npc AI. At the moment it's basically in waiting. Behavior walk step 0. Behavior walk step 0. Trying to understand why he's not moving. But behavior walk is not defined here. Here it is, behavior walk. Wait duration 60. Okay, so in theory he is waiting. Yes. He's actually waiting. He's actually waiting. It doesn't tell me it doesn't tell me how much he needs to wait, which is a bit annoying, but fine. So we don't know. But it's about 1 minute, right? It's about 1 minute. So in 1 minute, let me see if I lower. Did it crash or what? Yeah, this thing crashed. But it seems it's not really. Ah, okay, it did something now. No, it didn't. It was a connection from a player. So it seems that the timer, right? The timer for the end of the walk is never triggering. Okay, let me reset it, right? We will kill him and reset him and see what happens. Oh my god, no, this mix up is not working. Okay, I don't care, bro, I don't care. I don't care. I'm doing something else, please. Things are already complex enough without you crashing. Ah, it's not connected. Okay. Okay. Okay, I fixed the two thingies. This guy's not moving. This guy's definitely not moving. This guy is definitely not moving. What he's trying to do is executing this. But he's never arriving to this step, right? Ah, wait. Step 2. Step 3. Wait. Yes, he did something, but 1 second. I need to put it here. Actually, it did something. I will show you in a second. Huh? He did something, but it didn't do anything. I mean, he kind of reasoned on stuff, but then he didn't. Okay, so this is what it did. Let me just see if he's moved. No, he's not moving. Okay, this I think will be another good fix because something is happening here. So he's in wait mode, right? All these steps are all the same. Step 0, step 0, step 0, step 0, step 0, right? So he's just waiting. When the waiting finishes, right? Actually, he's trying to do something here. Right? And he's doing running walk step locate operation. Locate player object player destination active, getting this player including self, found, locate WP, active locate in BD road, completed step 1, locate behavior walk. Okay, then there is a wait of 1 second, which is a bit weird, but there is actually a wait of 1 second, right? So he's waiting 1 second. So we can remove all of this. It's just the pure wait, right? There is the pure wait. And then, and so he basically executed this line, and then he executed this line. And now he's executing this line, and this is the one that we want to understand, right? We want to understand. And he's doing locate region, object region destination move, found region. So actually finds the region properly, and the region is this white container, this white polygon, right? So that's the region he's looking at, right? He's looking at that region. And then is finding a waypoint, BDR 032, which I assume is not this, right? No, there is a location name. So he's locating a waypoint in here. Let me see. I don't see any waypoint here. There are actually no waypoint in this area. But he's still locating something. He's locating a BDR 1032. Let me just see the position. This is the position of the waypoint. Minus 459, minus 1007. It's not very close from me. It's not very close to here actually, because it's how many? These are meters. These are tens of meters. These are hundreds of meters. So it's like 200 meters away, right? So definitely the waypoint that he identified is fairly far away from here. I don't understand exactly why he's doing this. So why he's trying to find a waypoint? Probably because he understands it is outside of the region. Because actually the guy is outside, right? Not by much, right? Few meters. As you can see, he's here, right? The region starts here, so it's few meters outside. But still, hello Sulfrots. Hi. It's few meters outside, but still is not. So he's doing the switching behavior from walk to local move. The problem is that the local move is doing the copy locate, which is the one that we fixed the other day. You remember that this one we fixed it the other day because it was not working as expected? But why movement operation? We are done. How can we be done? So it's basically saying that we already reached that location, but it's impossible. This location is... What? His location is exactly where he is. I think is the problem that we saw with the copy locate. Let's do this. Let's try it on my machine. We can load the same guy. We can load exactly the same guy. We can load exactly the same guy. The problem is that we need this map, right? We need this map. We are in BD Road 1. So I need at least BD Road 1. Okay. Yeah, there is something that is not working, but it could be the bug that we already fixed, right? So I'm gonna try on my machine if it works better. Or if it does anything different. Okay, now we should have, this is my machine, right? It's not production anymore. And in theory we should have the same guy. Oops, textures. Okay, in theory we should have the same guy. With the same brain, same everything, right? The only difference is that we have the fix that I did the other day. That is basically fixing the copy locate for the clear state, right? So, in fact here it moves. Okay. Well, I guess that then yeah, here it moves actually. Let me see where it's going. So in theory is playground, right? Is the white boundary. And he can go pretty much anywhere he wants within that boundary, right? Yeah, he decided to go here. We can wait another 60 seconds or so and see. So the time is 60:30. So from a minimum of 1 minute to a maximum of 1 minute and a half, you will move again. and he will just select a random point if no one is disturbing him, right? So if you're not attacking him or else, or trying to speak with him or whatever, it's going to move again. Just waiting a second to see if he moves. Aha, he moves. Okay, that's very nice. So actually it works. Actually, it works. Okay, so I think that I don't know. I mean, it could be that is a problem only in production. It could be, but I think it's the fix that we did, guys, because here it works properly, right? And we also reset it in production, and it's not. So I have to release a server update, which, by the way, we can at any time. I mean, the server update is not too big of a deal. I mean, we have to stop the server, but yeah, but pretty much, right? That is the now. The question I have is. If we have an area like this that is not flat, right? If we have an area like, for example, this area here is not flat, right? Will the point generated be correct, right? Compared to the... I remember I did that long time ago, but I think what I was doing, I was randomizing a point, and then I was going up 10 meters and down 15 meters, something like that, right? So that we were always finding the ground, if I remember right. So basically in this operation, right? In the locate op. Now, locate op is a fairly complex one, so... yeah. So this locate region, right? Region. So it's this part, right? Locate region. Locate region. Region get random position. Yeah, exactly. You see, we trace vertically and then we trace. Yeah, we go like 10 meters up, 6 meters down. Yeah. Well, 10 meters up, 60 meters down. Okay, wow. Okay, so yeah, we can define the location a bit wrong, right? Because this code is anyway smartly trying to find a ground point. Okay, good. How big can be the region? It can be as big as we want, with the only caveat that we cannot have a mountain in between, right? Because if you have like a pillar in the middle, then the NPC may spawn below it, right? Which is definitely not what we want. Yeah. So this guy will continue to move every now and then, and he will always stays within the region. Now, one thing that would be interesting is if I move it significantly out of the region, right? What happens then? That I think is kind of a good test that we can try. So if I take him, right, and I move him, let's say here. Crap. I have to go by PID. I don't know why. Sometimes the I have to go by PID, by unique identifier. Okay, if I move him here, right? So here is fairly far away from the region. I mean, not very, but kind of far away, right? So I would like to understand when this happens, if is navigating to a default spot inside the region or not, right? Because obviously you can lure these NPCs outside of the region by fighting, and I don't recall if this is handled by the code properly or not. Here we can see the debug, what it's trying to do. Yeah, the problem is that it's moving every, 60 seconds or so. Every minute and a half, so we have to wait. Ah, it did something. Yes, he actually goes back. Yeah, it worked anyway. So I don't know how long it can, I don't know how distant it can be, right? But even if it's outside the region, in this case, it's definitely more than 10 meters, because there is kind of a grace distance of 10 meters, and is still moving there. Now, if I teleport him again while he's moving, right? I think it will just restart, right? Yeah, so it doesn't care. So you can teleport him, he will just recompute the distance and where he has to go, and it just goes there, right? So you can continue to teleport him back, he will continue to pursue his objective until he reaches it, right? Because the code is actually checking if he reached the position or not, right? Now you can interrupt him by fighting, and in that case the move behavior will stop and the fight behavior will start, right? So because the hello Fanar, I love you too. How are you? Okay, so basically the point is that if we decide the locations of our Quilldrakes, right, we can have them move with the same reasoning, right, with the same code. We can have them move around, which actually I would like to, if possible. Not always, but sometimes. So you see them, moving around, and I think it's more interesting than having them stay always in the same spot. I don't know why this thing cannot be alphabetically ordered. I don't know. Let me just check one thing because it really annoys me. Is there a way in Notepad++ to have the list of open files ordered alphabetically by file name? The one I open with I don't even know how I open it with what did I press? Control tab. Yeah, Control tab. The pop-up is intentionally ordered by most recent file used. I don't think so, because here I'm searching my teleport locations, which I use very often, and it's not even in the is here. You know, it's like 10 things below. I mean, it's super annoying. Super annoying. Okay, so settings, preferences, mesh. Setting preference mesh. Then what? Document switcher enabled. Yes, enable MRU behavior. And uncheck enable MRU behavior. Okay. Go to Windows, sort by, name A to Z. Go to window. What is window? Go to window. Sort by A to Z. But I have to do it manually. Oh jeez. Yeah, but this is definitely better. At least I always have the stuff in the same spot. I don't know if it's better actually. Like my teleport should be here, right? T something. Teleport locations. I don't know. I think it should also this way because now I have, well, I mean, it's a bit better because I have all the new in the same place. I don't know. Anyway, what I wanted to do this. I'm good so far. I give a person seen a conversation store, a convenience store. He was homeless, huh? To help him out, which I did. It's good, Fanner. Yeah. That's good, even if, you know, you can help him temporarily, but he needs a more permanent solution, I guess. But yeah, it's not easy. It's not easy. So, okay, one of the problems that we will have, right, which is a real problem, is if we have a place like this that has kind of a rock in the middle, right? How do we randomize the location, right? So imagine that we want the Quilldrakes to be yeah, maybe even here actually. Well, if you want them to move in this area, is even harder, right? Because some of these places are not easily walkable, right? I mean, we can have one just move in this small area, but if we give him the, like, if he spawns like here in the middle of this, right? I think he will just get stuck, right? Like I'm getting stuck now myself, by the way. It is not a very good place, by the way, huh? I mean, you can get out, but it's not that easy. No, but even this is a problem, right? So if we want, for example, them to walk around here, right? And there is this rock in the middle. So if he doesn't find, let's assume that he doesn't find the proper ground, right? Then what happens? Where was I lost region? Fuck it. I see. So if he cannot find a spot, what happens then? Is the returning operation failed? I mean, it will try again anyway, because this is in a loop, right? So I think it will work anyway, because even if the operation is failed, he will restart from the loop and try again. I mean, he will have to wait another minute, right? But he will try again. So in theory, now the problem is, in a situation like this, right? Maybe we should not do it in a situation like this. In a situation like this, where the rock is in the middle, right? The rock is exactly in the middle. So if I define a region that goes all around the rock, in my randomization randomize this, then the point will be, right? The point will be on top of the rock, because the rock is anyway a valid surface. There is a valid surface. So if that happens, again, if that happens, I think we will fail again, and he will try again, or he will try to go, no, because that's a valid point, right? So the point on top of the rock is actually a valid point. So this will return a blocking hit 100%. And so the creature will try to go there, and I don't know if there is a time where he decides that he cannot reach it, right? I don't think there is. True, I say something is better than nothing. Yeah, I agree, Fanner. I told him as a payment back, he just help another person out when he see the opportunity. Yeah, that's very nice of you. That's very nice. I would have done the same. It's good. Hello, Catafest. Hey. You watch from mobile? Yeah, it works. I see your message. So we are connected. I guess you can see me properly. Okay, but anyway, I think we should avoid... No, it was just the reasoning, but I think we should avoid this kind of things, right? So if we want some of the Quilldrake to move, right, we should have them move like in this area, right? So we define an area that is this, and they move around it. Can we define it? Can we define it? Also including the other zone? Yeah, in theory, yes, because it's a polygon, right? So the area is defined as a polygon, and it doesn't have to be convex. It can also be a concave polygon. But yeah, we could have them, you know, we could have them like in this region. We can define a region here, and we can have some of them move right down here, which I think is kind of acceptable. Should we do it? Yes. How to do it? I think I can create a new location. Let me just see. Let me just check the command, right? There should be a location add. Yeah, exactly. Location add type name radius. Add a new location for a list of types. Yeah, the problem is if I have to add a polygon. Location list. What is location list? Location list doesn't even work. Or it's so big that it's thinking about it. Uh-oh. Location list, I think that it crashed the server. Yeah, it crashed. Wow, location list crashes the server. I don't even know what it's doing. But definitely crashed it. I think it's trying to list all the possible locations, and there are infinite. Admin manager, this number. List, iterate on locations. On locations or on location type? Yeah, I think we went over the maximum number probably. Did we? Ah, we didn't increment ether. GG! We didn't increment ether, my boys, so that's an infinite loop. I think it's anyway a bad idea to do it this way. You see? We are missing this. So that's actually an infinite loop, so I guess we never tested it. We will test it now. But anyway, to create a new polygon, location. I think the insert is good. I think we start with add and then we add insert. Insert a new point in a region after this location. Yeah, I think you can just create the initial location and then insert. Now we can try on my machine so we don't do too much of a mess, but that will probably not be enough though, because you will have to SC location. You will have to define a new name for this location, right? So like path room gobble 1, right? Path room gobble, yeah, exactly. So I think we have, yeah, it needs to create a new type and the location points, right? I don't know if it's doing it automatically when you do location location add, find location, create location, create a new location, add it to the DB. Are you creating both? Create location type, location name, pose actor, reference. If not, location create update. Nah, it's adding it only to he's adding it only to SC locations, it seems to me. So he's not adding it to SC location type, which is a bit annoying though, because then it will not work, right? So that probably needs to be created manually. It's kind of annoying though. I don't even fully understand why we have these location types actually. Why we have this location type? Because it groups different wait, location type, create update, location type. But it's doing it here. There is also, no wait, it's also creating, is it? Create location type, but create location type, you have a type add, so there is another command. Type add. Yeah, my only question is if we keep the name also in the subtable, right? So we keep the name also here, right, under name. So why we have it twice? Why we cannot derive the location types from this? That is a bit weird. I think it was a kind of a weird. Let me see if there is documentation. Location type. This store a vector of position listing a set of points defining a common type of locations as a list of burning fire or gas station, whatever the NPC needs. No, I think my question is if there is if there are locations defined here that are not defined under type. That is what I'm trying to understand, but it looks like the answer is yes, because for example Riverling Bidor South Pond, right? I don't see it in this list, right? So there is so how is location type actually used? How is location type actually used? Find a region by name. Actually, a region is returned as a location type. Find the location by name. Find the location of a specific location type by name. I don't know, I think this was a weird design, by the way. I think it's a weird design. But I see that he's actually searching it by location type, right? Location manager, find location. Location manager, find location. And yeah, so when you are locating something, right? When you are locating something, it seems that he's using location manager, find location. I mean, did we do it because you can have multiple? Well, I don't think so. Like arena 1, right? Can we say that we can have multiple arena ones? I don't think so. I mean, yes, but it's made of arena underscore arena. For example, this one doesn't exist. How is it possible? No, it's impossible, sorry. Arena area 1, or is it a different name? ID 10, right? ID 10, type ID. Yes, the name is local, okay. So you can have the name of the type and you can have the name of the sublocation, right? So then the Riverling one, right, that I said it was not there, probably it is there. Right? It's just a different name. So if I take back my Riverling, what the hell is that? This one, Riverling Bidor South Pond, right? The type ID is 37. Yeah, it's this one, Bidor South Fishing Area. Okay, it's just that you can have a different name in this table. I don't know why, but it does. But it is anyway a polygon, right? So it's not that you have multiple. I mean, you could have probably multiple areas defined. Yeah, I think that's the idea. So I think it's been designed because you can have a location type, Maybe there is not an example here, right? But like sleeping area, right? Yeah, exactly. Sleeping area 21. There may be multiple. Yeah, exactly. There may be multiple sleeping areas, right? Now, I don't know. Who cares? But it seems that yes, we need to create. So in theory, on a map, right? On a map. On a map. On a map. We could have this polygon defining one area and this polygon defining another area, and they are both sleeping areas, right? Which is the location type, which is sleeping area. And so our monster can go to sleep in one place or in the other place because they are the same location type. So I think that is how it's been designed, and actually makes sense to me, right? It makes sense. So, okay, so now that we finally understand this, so if I want to create a new location, I also need to create a new type, right? So this means that I have to do add type and give it a name. Now we can try it out. We can try it out and see if it works. And then we will port the data. And then we will port the data. I think I should add it to the documentation though. I mean, I think that I should add it to the help file so I don't reinvent the wheel every time. Unfortunately, I tend to reinvent the wheel a bit too often. For example, here add type is not. Ah, yes, it's saying add type name radius. No, but there is an add type which is a sub command. There is a type add, right, which is different than add. Is type add. Can we modify? Can we modify the guide? We can. Now exactly where that is, I have no idea, but it should be an XML file hidden somewhere. PS Unreal help. Okay, I found it. Last time modified in 2023. and the chat in 25. So yeah, it should be the good one. Should be the good one. So let's search for location add. Location add. So here we miss one entry, which is type add. I will probably put it at the beginning. I think it would be nice to explain how this thing works though. I mean, I don't know if it's better if I explain it here under location or I explain it in the single command, right? But let me see if now location list works. Yes, it does. I mean, it can be very long though, but it works. We fixed it. I would say locations work together with location types. Location types are containers of locations with the additional yeah, I mean the additional concept is that you can have multiple locations under one type, right? You can have multiple locations of one type. Example 2 sleeping areas, right? 2 sleeping areas defined by polygon geometry under a single sleeping area type, right? So example 2 sleeping areas, I don't know, for Ulber and Clackers, defined by polygon geometry under a single sleeping area type. Yeah, so that's the thing that I was not fully understanding, but now I think I understand better. And add type. No, type add. In theory, we should put it alphabetically like we did for all the others. It's probably a better idea. I think so. So it will be inside. It will be after this. Type add, right? Location type add. Location type add. What is the data type? Location type. Oh, there is also type delete and type. There's also type delete. It's kind of risky though, but there is type delete. Type add, type remove. But I think it needs a name, right? It needs a name. Data. Data location. Location. Type add delete type. Type add delete. Then I will probably do it this way. The only problem I don't know is if you delete the location type, are you automatically deleting all the sublocations? I hope not, but you never know in this life. Type delete, find location. She's returning a location type, and then it's going into remove location type. Remove location type is just deleting from location type. So this remove location type, but not the underlying locations in SC locations, right? So this removes from SC location types, but not SC locations. Yeah, so remove location type is note that delete does not delete the underlying locations, but just the type definition. Okay, we added a bit of stuff here. Hopefully this will help. It is under what? It's under content. I don't know. XML is under data help. Okay, data help. Replace. Okay, we should check if it works to avoid doing damages to the client, right? Let me relaunch it and see. By the way, guys, how are you today? What do you tell me? What are you doing? How was your day today? What did you do? Did you work? Did you study? Did you play? What did you do? Did you love? Did you cry? Okay. Okay, so now we have location type, add and delete, add delete location type. Not the delete does not delete the underlying location, just the type locate, the type definition. Yeah. Okay, so that's nice. At least we understand better how this works. Yeah, so the idea is to create a location type first, right? For our and we call it I mean, do we want the red Quilldrakes here, or do we want well, I can just call it Oja Desert and then we will see. I think we call it Oja Desert 1, okay? And then we will see how the hell, I mean, what we associate to this. Let's call it Oja Desert 1. So if it didn't crash, oh wow, it's not even telling me that it did it. Did we crash? Or he's not even telling me that he actually did the thing. That's a bit weird, huh? No, we didn't crash. I think very few people use this command. No, in theory it should say new location type created, right? But he didn't tell me. Why? He didn't tell me. So he did it silently? I don't know. Yes, he did it silently. Why? That is very strange. Create location type. Why? Create update. I think this thing is broken. If ID equal to 0, ID equal to -1, return false. Generic insert with ID. Why we never document anything, bro? I don't know what is going on, but it seems that this is returning, right? This is returning false, even if in reality is returning true, right? Which is a bit weird. So it seems that this code is broken. Probably because we were expecting a 0 and we were expecting a 1, and in reality this returns a 0, and so we think it is not being done. So this generic insert with ID, it doesn't tell us, right, if we are returning true or false. Different than 1. 0 if fail. Yeah, you see that this one is returning. This one is returning a value. There is no 0. And then how it is possible? So this ID should not be 0, right? So we go through this, but then here we return false. Why we return false here? I don't understand. Why we return false here? Why? Yeah, that's the mistake. That's the mistake. The mistake is that if the ID is equal to 0, we do ID equal to -1, return false. But if the ID is not 0, right, we return ID. And then, yes, and then we... So this false is not even needed, right? Because if I always return something, right? Because there is an insert, right? Sorry, where is this ID coming from? Because it's inside location type, and location type is probably initialized as with ID equal to -1. Yeah. How much I hate these things. How much I hate these things. I don't know why we did it this way. Why we cannot just initialize it here, right? Without instead of the constructor, right? It's so stupid, and it's so unreadable. Why we need to have a constructor just to initialize this thing to -1? I mean, it makes no sense. Okay, so yeah, this is expecting -1, right? So basically, he's saying what he's saying there is saying, oh, if he's an insert, right? Of a new element, or is an update of an existing location type, right? Update an existing location type. Yeah, in this case, this doesn't do anything, so we can just remove it. Right, and what we understood is that generic insert with ID returns the ID, or returns what? Yes, returns the last inserted ID. Right. So this function, oops. Is successful, otherwise 0, right? Now these ones I have no idea what they are returning, but I think the idea is the same. Update, return false, return true. So there is a boolean, right? Yeah, I prefer to have this, because then when you mouse over, right, and at least you see the description, right? Just watch some more. I just go better. Was a bit ill. Nice. Thank you for the help, Sulfrots is nice. You mean at some point somebody have to do a bad job for the game, but who? Hey, I don't know. We can go and check, because it's all in subversion, you know. So in theory, we have the whole story of everything. We can check every single line. Could be me, but it's unlikely because at this time, you know, when these things were developed by other people, they were developed by other people. They were better programmers than me, by the way. So probably someone did it wrong from the beginning. Or they didn't test it. This is not something that, you know, you test a lot. So this was an admin. There is an administration function that probably very few people used, and so this is why it was not working, right? So the list was actually broken, was generating an infinite loop. And by the way, let me change the stream title because we did something completely different than factions. We did Quilldrake locations. I updated that now. Okay, it compiled. I think we can just launch it again. I'm pretty confident it's working now. The only thing I don't know is how the location insert works, right? If I have to insert a new, so how does that work? Insert a new point after currently selected point region. So you have to start with what? With location add. Uh-oh. Server didn't start. Interesting. Didn't start because I didn't click it, or didn't start because it's broken somehow? Are you into football, soccer? No, not really. Not really. I'm not really into sports too much. I mean, been watching Formula 1 sometimes and tennis sometimes, but very little. But yeah, if I have to choose few sports, I would choose probably tennis or Formula 1. Well, server just because probably is the location type that we added. Look at this. Oh wow! So if you created, oh wow. Yes. Okay. Yeah. If you create only the location, the type, and you don't create any sub locations, the server will not start. That's risky. That's kind of risky. Sorry, this thing now becomes impossible though, because I have to switch between. No, I think like this is even worse, guys. No, like this is even worse because it doesn't bring you to the last one that you used, right? It just brings you to the next one. Okay, that is worst. That is worst. Yeah. Anyway. So we have to add this information, right? When you add a new type, I will add a warning, right? If you add only the type, the server will not restart as it requires also the locations part of the type. Pam pam paparam. Baldur's Gate 3. I didn't finish it yet, but I didn't play it anymore. But I want to finish it. I will finish it. I think I'm close, but I think I'm close to finish Baldur's Gate 3. Yes. Starting now. Anyway, one day we will have the hives, right? The monster hives, because I think the way the monsters are distributed now in the world is a bit stupid, right? So we really need the monster hives. I will do it. I will do it one day. I don't know when, but the plan is that one day we will do that. Okay, so now we add the location type, and then we add the underlying location. So let's try to understand how this works, right? So we do location type add, and then we do Oja Desert 1. And now we get Now we get the proper information, right? That Oja Desert 1 number 70 has been created. I don't know why number 70 and not 69, considering I deleted 69. But fine. That is a bit weird. Like there is an internal counter that is anyway counting. Okay, I don't know. And now we need to add the location, right? And the location, I think we can start probably from here, which I think is a kind of a good point, right? So we will do location add, and then we need to specify the type, which is Oja Desert 1. And then what? Location add the radius. The radius, do we care about the radius? Okay, anyway, there is a name, right? There is a name that I don't know why it cannot be identical to the other one. Well, in theory it can, right? So it seems that by definition we never add the location names equal to the, right? You see that they are all different. They are like typed differently by purpose. The problem is that I don't know if the name can be in quotes. Do you think it can be in quotes? I don't think so. I think we crashed again. Well, yes, we crashed again. So also this command does not work. Also this command is broken. No, everything is broken. You cannot create new locations at the moment, which is very strange. But yeah, it's all broken, my boys. It's all broken. It's all broken. Completely fucked. So location add does not work. Location add does not work. It doesn't even tell you why. Percept proximity locations. NPC manage. Wow. I think we actually added it. But then the server tried to use it immediately, and it crashed. No? SC locations. SC locations. It did not add our location. Very, very, very strange. So I think that this worked, but it seems that this part didn't. Because we don't see it in the database, but at the same time, percept proximity locations triggered. Yeah, but in theory they add, I don't know. Create location. Create update. Because first the logical one was created. Right, so this creates the location logically. It doesn't create it in the database. So there is the logical object, not the database, right? And the same is here. Yeah, this part is done a bit shitty, I have to say. While, for example, this one is creating the DB, right? There is logical plus DB. I don't know. Yes, there is logical plus DB. Yeah, this thing is a bit of a mess, I have to say. It is a bit of a mess. It's a bit of a mess. This was never called. Okay. What do you mean? There's another function that is doing it? This one maybe? Yes. So what was the difference between this one and this one? Location type. So this one is by location type, and this one is without location type. And this is by name, and it is by... Yeah, but if this is never used, why we should even have it, right? Let me delete this. Fuck it. Let me delete it. I don't want to have the same function doing 20 things. I mean, the same function, right? We will pass the location type and that's it. And we'll not pass the name because anyway it's not creating the type, so it's useless otherwise. So okay, so the one that failed, right? The one that failed is this one, that I think it created the logical object first, and then he tried to create a DB, but as soon as the logical object was created, this percept proximity location picked it up, right? And picked it up immediately. It's kind of weird though, but I think it's kind of strange though, huh? NPC manager 1690. Location type name. So location type was empty. So type was not assigned yet, right? And this tried already to read it. And why the type was not there? Location type, new location, or we passed it empty, or it didn't find it for whatever reason. I don't know. There is a bit of a mystery, huh? There is a bit of a mystery. Like if we passed location type empty. Location type. No, location type, it cannot be empty because here we search for it. That's very, very, very strange. Baldur's Gate looks cool, but the most recent game I played was Vampire the Masquerade Bloodline 2 back in February and March. Yeah, Baldur's Gate 3 is very, very nice. I would suggest it. It's very nice. It's very role-play oriented. It's evident that it's been made by role-playing people. And it's pretty cool. Okay, I think we have to debug it, guys. I don't understand why it's crashing. I mean, we fixed some pieces of it, but it was definitely not enough because it's still crashing. It's crashing after we create. So or the type was not added properly, right? But I actually dubbed it because the type, we see it in the database, right? This one, right? We see it properly in the database, and it's also returning us a message that says, "Yep, I created it." And it's adding it here under log type, which is the global location type array, right? So this part definitely works, huh? Want to see a new hairstyle for the Ilian? Look, this hair seems to be good to me. So there is the remake now. The color obviously is not, right? But there is the new hairstyle. I think it's nice. And the new beard as well. I mean, obviously, it's way more high poly, as you can see. It's way more high poly than what we had, right? Yeah, this one also, they didn't close it. I have to ask them to close it. But it's pretty cool. Also, this aid I think is cool. I didn't test it yet with the texture, so I don't know. But looks nice. I'm trying to redo all the character hair with commissions, but it's painful. It's painful. It's painful. You always go back and forth, you know. You say, "Oh no, that is wrong. You have to fix it." Then go back, another week goes on, then they send you the update, it's not good anyway. is a work. To commission something to someone else is a job. Just to do that, just to get all the feedback, give them directions of what they should do, what they should not do. I mean, the only thing that limits me is that I'm not an artist enough, right? So I can try to do it myself, but the result will be worst. So this result is anyway a good result now, so... I still have to see it with the texture on, but we will try. Still loading. Ah, but you see that it loaded, so actually the location was created, right? The location was somehow created, otherwise it would not load, right? Is what we said. Location type 70. Yeah, exactly. So is after it's created, right? After it's created that the DB goes, the server goes crazy. Okay, so let's do another one, right? So let's do location add, no, location type add, and then we add Oja Desert 2. Okay, and this we let it go. And then we add, then we do location add Oja Desert 2, and then we call it Oja Desert 2 with radius 1, right? Okay, so this is actually creating the thing. Boom, and here is where we crash. Yeah, the type is null. The type is null. Why the type is null? We don't even have a region here. We don't even have a name. So it's a completely empty. It's a completely empty location. Ay. All locations. Location manager. Hey, basically this location is not valid. It's not created properly, right? It's not fully functional. Location manager, no? Oh, it's called locations. Location manager is called locations. location manager locations. What the fuck? Why would it? Okay. That is a bit weird. Usually all our managers are actually listed here, right? But it seems that this is not the case. So location manager is living inside admin manager in its own way. And by the way, it's called locations, which is also a bit weird. But anyway, that's what it is. (109 locations). 109 locations. I don't think so. It's 341. Huh? Well, I think because it's grouping them by Yeah, but you see that 70, 71 are actually created properly. So the location is created properly. Is that it seems it is not added properly to location managers, so that what happens is that the funny thing is that we are checking only the first 50, but for whatever reason, that single location that we added is messing up everything, right? So, I don't understand why, but that is what is happening. Current long range perception location index. What the fuck is the name of this variable? Anyway, 108. Because it starts from the last one, that's why. No, the check count. Huh? Is this initialized as the last in the? But anyway, it's getting the number 108, right? It's getting the 108, and is actually getting a location which is completely empty. There's no ID, no name, no position. So okay, so basically this means, right, that when we add it, we don't add it properly. I mean, there is no other. So basically, when we add this location, right? We are still using conversion to tchar to ANSI, Jesus. There is still a char pointer. I don't know why we should convert this to f string. But anyway, apart from that I can do location, create location. So this is the database piece, right? So this is the logical piece, right? And it seems that this by the way, create a by the way, how can this have the ID? Is impossible, right? All locations, but all locations is not even locations. All locations is an array of locations. Inside location manager. Yeah, but this will never have the ID, right? Because the ID is generated after inside the database. So this will never create the proper ID. Because this is creating the location with ID 0, I guess, or -1 even. I think we have to follow the creation because the problem is in the creation, but it seems that this code to me is completely fucked, right? So set selected location ID. Okay, wait. Is setting the location ID. Why is doing client? Set selected location ID. I mean, this will never work. This will never work because this location didn't get the database ID, right? No, but in theory, wait. The ID is set by this line. The ID is actually set by this line. It is. The ID is set by this line. So there is setting the ID. And then we are returning location, right? And then we are here. We return the location. And okay, we set it on the client. This doesn't really matter. But what I don't understand is then why here we are failing. So it's like if this get location is not reading the same, right? This get location index, for whatever reason, is not reading the right index, which is very strange, right? Because it seems that this is not working. Like if it's not updated, but the get number of location is just doing all location num, so it is correct by definition. 109, and we are reading 108, which is actually the last one, yes. And this was the last one that was added, so yeah, it should all be good actually. but it's not. I don't know why. I don't know why, my boys. We can follow it, but there is definitely something fucked up. Also, I don't like the fact that we are still using the char pointers, right? So I think that this should really be changed. I mean, it doesn't make any sense to have it with char pointers. I mean, it's please. Please. I don't want to see this anymore. Location name, which by the way was a string at the end, right? So we already converted it to f string. Okay. Okay, should be good now. Yeah, this part, guys, has never been tested in Unreal, and has never probably even been tested in the old game, right? So we can create waypoints easily, and we created in the past, but locations, which is basically where the NPC move, we never created in game. We created them directly editing the database, right? And so this is why it's failing. This part has never been tested, but I think it's easier to create it. I mean, it's much easier to create it in game, right? Yeah, there are a bunch of random mistakes here. I'm building. I'm building. Building. Yeah, this part of the code has not really been looked at too much, right? So this part of the code is a bit brutal, I would say. Okay. I will have to go soon, but let's do one more round of testing, and we will fix this. Okay. So what I want to see when we create a location, right? When we create a location in Admin Manager, so basically here, what is the result, right? So if our element 100 and something is actually working properly or not. And I don't know if it's due to the type not being created properly or is the underlying location. So that is what we need to understand. But there is definitely a bug, right? There's definitely a bug there. And we need this functional because I want to create all the locations in game, right? I don't want to go and manually edit the database. I think editing database is a pain. Uh-oh, I left wait, I left a guy debugging. I left a guy debugging in production. This guy is still debugging. Okay, now it's not anymore. Now it's not anymore. Okay, let's try again. We are at what? Ocean Desert 3? Ninja Desert 3, I guess. So the type add should be fine. Is the location add that seems not to be working as expected. Okay, let me understand what is happening here. So locations, right? Locations, all locations. And our last location, which is 109, yeah, it's completely fucked. Yeah, it is completely fucked, yes. It is completely fucked. So this is the problem, right? This create location is the problem. This is the problem. This is not working properly. Or is not returning it properly. Or is probably modifying it here somehow. I don't know. But between this and this, it is failing, right? I don't understand how this can fail, but I mean, it's very weird because it's just doing, you know, a simple type add location this, huh? Nah, but this should not be the problem. So it seems that this creation returns corrupted memory pretty much. This location returns corrupted memory for whatever reason. Or this one does. One or the other. But it's strange because in the database we... Wait a second. Maybe this thing is returning true and we go through this and we delete. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Okay, I think I found it. Probably this thing returns the wrong result, right? Okay, let me do this last test because this one is the problem 100%. This one is the problem 100%. 100%. Yeah, there is a... He's trying to delete what he should not delete. And after he deleted it, the pointer is stale and everything goes GG. Oh yeah. By the way, guys, if you want to help post a Steam review, that will help. Steam reviews are not very nice, so there are some pretty bad ones, and I mean, I understand the game maybe is not the greatest, but I think it's better than what they say. So if you want to help and you want to post a positive Steam review, that would be nice. Okay, we are restarting. Basically, there is a whole part of the system that is not functional, right? And we should really fix it. Okay, so we added a type. Now we go back and add the location. No. Fuck. Okay. Now I want to see what happens here, because it seems that here is the problem, right? Come on. Okay, yeah. So I think that this is okay, but I think the second line is wrong. Yeah, you see that here the data is all correct, right? And I think this create update is actually returning false for whatever stupid reason. Even if the query is successful. So the ID is -1, yes. So we do a generic insert with ID. Yeah, it's exactly the same as before. You know that we fixed it for the other case, and here is exactly the same. So this thing is returning false when it should return true, right? It's exactly the same. Instead of the location type, is doing it here, but is yeah, is exactly the same. Yeah. It's exactly the same. Okay, we found the problem, which is good. We found the problem. So this now should work as expected. This should finally work as expected. Yeah, guys, but I have to go because it's too late. But yeah, we found the bug. This is the bug, 100%. 100%. So I still need to test it, but this part was probably never been really used, right? And all the coordinates were probably created manually, and yeah, this was broken. Maybe one last check I can do is if in the old game was correct or not. So it's something that I messed up, which is very possible, by the way. Just for curiosity, right? because I have changed in a real engine. I have changed these functions a bit, but in theory this part I don't think I changed, because it's just a database insert. But I'm curious now. I'm very curious now to see if it's something that I messed up. It's possible. Or if it was already broken, right? I'm just trying to understand if it was already broken, or if I broke it with Unreal. Let me see. No, it was already broken. The code is identical. Yeah, it was already broken. It was already broken, yeah. Okay, well, I mean, that's at least that's a good news. So that part never worked in game. So I think we created a location once in the past, right, manually, and then we never changed them. And even if the command stay there, right, we never used it. Okay, guys, thank you for watching. Have a good night, and we'll see you tomorrow evening. We will define the locations of the Quilldrakes tomorrow, and we will put them in place so that at least they are in good in a good location. Okay. Bye.